Libras, come on in, have a seat. We're doing a zodiac specific reading for you, my dear. This is Impressive Warrior. My name is Dina. Thank you so much for joining. The pre-messages here, we've got 4 stacks of cards coming out with some energy of the feeling of having been either underestimated as having some sense of youthfulness, naivety, or literal youth by someone who is a little older. And also, there's this Queen of Outcasts, one of my absolute favorite cards, talking about the energy of someone who can thrive outside of natural, outside of societal convention. And then Kali Kapali talking about that we are never alone, we're never abandoned. Her fierce and ferocious guardianship is with us always. I see those horns and I think of an Aries energy. So I don't know if you have some of your birth chart elements in the sign of Aries, but it is your oppositional sign. And so Aries and Libra can learn a lot from each other's energy. And so if you are the type of Libra perhaps that has your boundaries compromised or is a little bit waffling back and forth from viewpoints and unable to make firm decisions, that Aryan energy comes in to help you be more decisive, more motivated, and more immediately responsive to what actually triggers a resonance and what triggers something else within you. And so she really comes through with these other aspects of being underestimated or pushed to the perimeter of some type of situation with the with this idea of our destiny being delayed in some manner and us needing to have this clear message right at the beginning of Spirit sees you, your prayers have been answered, and even though it feels like your destiny has been delayed, this orchid priestess of destiny, it's going to be worth the wait. The orchid is a very delicate and specific type of a flower. It needs a special type of environment and care in order to thrive. And with this dance unveiling, it's about things falling into place as divine timing ordains and as the lessons are achieved. And so the only way to hasten our destiny is to align with our true inner natures in this way. So also this other card here, I can never pronounce it. Bhuvaneshwari. Right, I'm sure that's how you say that. Talks about the connection with the natural environment as far as like the luminaries, the sun and the moon, and how our radiance begins to show itself, and what we say begins to resonate after it's been repeated and repeated and repeated, because I'm seeing this parrot on the Matangi card. And below this underestimated childlike influence here, I flipped it with the Tao card was actually on the back of the deck. So you're letting something be shown to you as it's time, but know that there is a big advice that you can trust that your destiny is on its way to you. Let's see if we can jump in with some third dimensional type messages about the situation. What type of destiny or unveiling process that we're looking at more specifically for Libra. Okay. Define your path. Opportunity or distraction, medicine or poison. Consider the dose. Came out with spelling. Mind your mind. Guard your tongue. Thoughts become reality. We have heart chakra, number 4. Greatest of all time, highly protected and favored by the divine. I love that one because it's like you're in a state of really wanting your heart's desires to come through or to have some type of support, and you're being reminded again and again that your destiny won't pass you by, that you are being protected. So whatever isn't working out is also divine. 2222, something collaborative coming together. Leader, entrepreneur, trendsetter, boss energy. So part of your destiny may be something that you're creating, some type of enterprise or entrepreneurial situation. Ooh, with power couple. Excellent. Part of your path and part of what you may be desiring at this time and losing a bit of faith or having a test of faith rather is this ability to come together with your divine counterpart energy, because with that 22 and the power couple with the entrepreneur trendsetter boss power couple, it's like the power couple that works together and thrives together coming through. Saturn, very committed, responsible, accountable, based in respect. It says, I have mad respect for you. I want to marry you. Grief and depression featuring in the situation. And then we have some energy of the sign of Cancer with legalities, 3D contracts, disputes and escalations. There is a chakra activation coming out with evil eye. So, and guilt and shame. Interesting. So something that may be at a distance or has happened in a distant time or a different situation is still being worked out of your chakras. And I think that what we're looking at here is other people's projected energies or fears or anxieties or guilts or judgments have been cast in your directions and have activated these old scripts that are being worked out, because you are unprogramming these old scripts and you are creating your own reality by what you speak into beingness here. But with that chakra activation and evil eye, it's like someone here is poking those old chakra wounds in an attempt to subtly work out some type of ego something, some type of objective here. And it looks as though that energy, you are being highly protected and redirected away from that situation, away from those that have ulterior motives for you. And that energy is being returned to sender here. So that's good. Let's leave that one there for a moment and see what we want to get out. Let's get some code cards for you, Libra. So what needs to be acknowledged or shifted or seen in order to progress here? We've got this full spectrum card here. It's an empowering time, and it does appear that this individual here is kneeling upon the earth, having some type of activation in full sunlight, full spectrum. yeah, it's like this piercing light of illumination about the cycles of life, death, rebirth, and the fleeting majesty, I want to say, the reverence that you have for life and for the opportunities. And I feel like that is wanting you to really ground that idea into not any type of anxiety about the fleetingness, but to channel that again into that sense of reverence and respect and appreciation for everything, and to not let yourself become distracted or to go to sleep, so to speak. Um, yeah, some huge enlightenments are coming your way. Different downloads are coming through, and you may be having a lot of messages and downloads coming through that are helping you to really come to terms with something profound in your own energetic makeup here, and how to reclaim your full power from these old narratives here, and how to align yourself more fully to your destiny here, to this sacred, protected gift from the universe, your destiny. Balanced forces. Also, it seems like with this full spectrum activation, there's a lot of power. And so what you say is felt, what you feel is felt. It comes through, it's powerful, it holds this stunning capacity here to invoke change. And so there's this huge growing responsibility with your gathering forces into this full spectrum. It's like harnessing the color spectrum is what I'm seeing, but it's not literally that. It's some type of, I'm looking at this image over here, an impressionist type of an art form, very much created with waves in front of me here, and two figures have a ball of light between them. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is that your powerful embodiment process and realignment process and your ability to balance those forces within you is creating it's creating well, let's get more cards. Root chakra. Yeah, see, this is really what I'm seeing right here. Let's split the deck here. And this one wants to be seen. Belief wants to be shown there. But check this out. This energetic fire it's calling out the Solaris Sublime, more of that solar plexus type energy. But it's talking about the use of our power and how we balance that power with responsibility, and then knowing the capacity that we hold to understand how important it is to maintain that balanced force, life force energy through our heart and our solar plexus here. Yeah, okay, so we've also got this high heart chakra peeking through. Yeah, maybe I should turn on the lights, folks. And then trust your innocence at the very bottom. You have this connection with your fire being highly connected to the upper and angelic realms. And it creates a lot of purity, that innocence that we talked about with that youth being underestimated. But you are being told not to underestimate yourself, Libra. What's below that? Luminescence. I do love that. Very much mermaid energy, merfolk. You have a very illuminated third eye and radiant presence through this fiery essence of yourself, but it's also very subtle and innocent. It's like you're not running around overly protecting yourself. You're very grounded in the belief and the trust in who you actually are. This one also wants to be seen. Crown chakra, the unlimited self, coming out with soul star chakra, merging with the divine. That's beautiful. And I just want to look here at the root chakra, going through a transition, a profound transition in change. There's now sacral chakra showing up in reverse with emergence. Look at those colors there, if you can see that on your screen. What else? Throat chakra and the unique gifts. So these unique gifts are coming through you. You may be channeling something literally through writing or speaking, sharing those unique gifts with others in a more profound way. But with sacral chakra, that core of creation, it has required this shift in a situation where you can actually ground in to feel more safe within your beingness, to truly trust your innocence, and to shift out of those old mindsets, to gather your courage and faith and sense of righteous belongingness here as well, and to let your voice be heard, to allow that awkward moment of being listened to after being suppressed or repressed for some length of time. Yeah, Libra, you're creating something profound now that you've rebalanced your energies from this overabundant pressure from external sources keeping you suppressed, into now emerging with this new voice, this fully activated, powerful energy signature behind yourself. I want to flip the 4 decks now and see what's under. Reveal the peacock beauty. Exactly, you're revealing something very majestic and very remarkable, and exactly quite unique. With that, the message is something that other people don't quite bring to the table. It's your pineal perspective. It is the activated third eye chakra. You've got exactly this full spectrum energy here, coming fully online with this balanced forces. You've done incredible chakra work or some other type of energy restabilization and empowerment, cleansing, clearing, and reinvigorating those energies. And it's showing. How many chakras do we have now? We have the first, second, third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh, plus the soul star chakra here. I'd be surprised if Earth star chakra weren't in short order behind one of these cards. Let's keep going. Yeah, so your chakras are lit the F up. Radiant moon of compassion. There's something coming in because of your ability to harness so much powerful essence and radiance and luminosity, this radiant energy. Your gifts are really shining through with a sense of humility and compassion because of the necessity that because you've been held back for so long. It's kind of trained you to be so grateful for everything that actually is, that now you're able to witness this next level from a sense of not entitlement, but being extremely blessed. And yeah, it's just it's unlocking those subconscious depths of your own character traits. The deeper that you go into this healing, into the void even, and rebalancing all of those energies within yourself, the more that you are actually shining other people's light back to them. So it's like the more that you increase your sun energy, this where did she go? This sun and moon energy here, is on the back side of this radiant moon of compassion. So your solar energy is actually creating a mirror for other people to witness their own solar energy reflected upon you. So it's like you are both the sun and the moon. You are both the light and the mirror. So there's something about that. The last pile here, Blessings of the Moon Maiden, number 2. That's giving me a bit of a rush and a bit of what is that? How do you put that into words? This woozy feeling that comes across the third eye sometimes when it gets a wave across it. There's some type of fertile new soil, something that you're weaving into being that is coming through as you light up some type of newfound perspective that speaks very uniquely about how you spin a story, how you weave the harmonics into beingness, and how you show other people to their brilliance and to their subconscious darkness in such a way that is like open and inviting and actually helps them to give thanks for that, if that is a thing. But it's coming with the timing perhaps of the next full moon is what I'm seeing here, because these are both very circular, all 3 of these last ones having that big circle behind them. And it seems like with that radiant mood of compassion, it can definitely come through these situations where you are being challenged yet again to reassert what is true about yourself in a situation, to declare your newfound resonance with some type of grace and composure and compassion. Yeah, and there's a powerful statement, a powerful resonance coming through you at this time. And so with the initial thing we were talking about, we were being reminded that there is something coming in for us. 2222 on the timer, and we had the 2222. Let's see about that unique soul partnership that we've been manifesting here, Libra. Okay. All right. I like that. All right. Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, number 50. You've been moving through some very deep waters, very enlightening psychic energy coming through you, and you're in this state of divine flow. And as you're able to put these old spells and old programs into proper context and really liberate that fiery, oh, look at that. Below that is quite literally the divine feminine. So this is Shakti rising energy, that literal Kundalini energy coming through, the above and the below coursing through our energy systems here and awakening us to what comes next, I want to say, because there's a closing door here. Something is coming to full completion, an old way of being overlooking it or compromising our own value in a situation. And with the drum, we've got the spiritual authority and belief systems intact, and the vibrational resonance that we're conjuring with. And the drum is about aligning our vibrational resonance with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. So this would very much correspond with that Earth Star chakra here, that one that was missing, so to speak. It's like something that resonates so deeply. It's like the 2 hearts becoming one with this 15 card. There was some type of old attachment systems that have been worked out, and it has taken you really getting back into your wilderness here, because look at this, the drum is that primal heartbeat of Mother Earth coming out with the wild woman. So this may be yourself or someone you're attracting, but it's talking about that primal instinct and really um, being alive and awakened and being empowered enough to be happy where you're at and with what you have, and to recognize that nothing indeed is ever missing, that we are never alone. It's that pineal perspective that's putting the old demons to rest within us and sweeping the old fears away. So beneath that, we have the blade, cleansing and clearing yet again. Oh, crown games. And that one also, right use of power. We already talked about that. The full spectrum and the balanced forces card. It comes to you, this spiritual authority and power. This huge powering up energy is coming because you have demonstrated the appropriate use of your power, and you had to go through several portals of not only how to handle and harness your own power before being in a relationship with another individual with that much power. You had to learn how to be so secure and so fully embodied in your presence and in your beingness and in your empowerment that you wouldn't be threatened or have any type of urge to compromise that empowerment and spiritual authority for any other types of mindsets. The power couple would be destructive to each other before the right time. And so your destiny is now coming through with this clearing and this re-evaluation of your primal instincts and your innate selfness, what lies beneath the ego, and peeling back those layers piece by piece with the medicine wheel is such a brilliant and beautiful way to end this part, because it's like with the animals coming through, we're conjuring the earth and the summoning the synchronicities and the animal totems and messages required to understand what the message is unique to our path, to be resonant with the future that is due to us. I do want to finish up what spilled out real quick before I go on to the next deck, and we'll get an animal totem to close out. We've got lost in space, needing direction. Remember, people here taking that innocence as disconnection and maybe even ourselves, being somewhat lacking direction because of spinning our wheels in old cycles. Now having this chakra rebalancing, it's like we're gaining the insight and the direction, we're gaining the momentum. We've transmuted some type of old cycle, old pain, perhaps even something that came up through the last new moon or eclipse cycle, having really, and I always see this as some type of busting through this luminosity threshold of being small and confined and wounded by the matrix, so to speak, and recognizing our iridescent, luminous potentiality here, and letting those chakras just unfurl into an incredible awareness and presence. Moon maiden, new beginnings. Absolutely. She's pushing through the surface of the waters there from this spirit of the river, no longer being devoured by the process and sinking and flailing, but actually enjoying the process in some type of a way and witnessing how that process has really delivered you to all of these experiences, reframing perhaps even the past. It's like things that you could be ashamed of if other people were to be judgmental, but in the correct context, these are experiences that came through us for reasons, right? The Time Master, it's exactly things from our past, present, or future are being put into proper context as we resolve old fears, anxieties, shames, thoughts of disconnection, or thoughts that we were not good enough, or the chosen one, always being pushed to the side, chosen last, or seen to be just alien and different. Those things are actually what make you incredibly powerful and beautiful. And once you come more fully online with that, it's the divine timing, that master key to unlock this previous wall. It's like, what is that? The steps to a goal is this model where we can take all these steps, but then there's this point of resistance before we can actually go. Are we going to go back into some kind of old ball of neurosis and fear and playing small and needing shelter and escapism and hiding out for fear of being seen? Or are we going to power the F up and balance out those forces with knowing that those key codes come to us so that we can unlock something? And then when we no longer have to recycle ourselves back into that ball of neurosis, then we take the necessary steps and we unlock the next level. Oh, whale song, resonance. Somebody's resonating very deeply with this newfound sense of adventure here, this resonant capacity that you guys have. It's like hearing and sensing and seeing each other from across the void, so to speak, and coming together in this divine timing. And again, we have that idea of that wild woman over here. The wild woman taming the wind and the time master seem to be connected here. So there's these winds of change, transitioning, blowing through. And as this door is closing, we're really having this rebalancing event between ourself and another, I suspect. So let's see if we can get some cards out to represent the self in this situation, this newfound wilderness and empowered full spectrum. Pronghorn action. Now's the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. And butterfly with rebirth at the bottom here. You can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. That's the empowerment of loving whatever is and delivering yourself to the end. Releasing resistance and embracing persistence and faith. And the person perhaps coming towards you, let's see if we can get this person's energy here. Ooh, we have wolf coming out. White stag protector under the deck. I'll let you read that. And the wolf says, Pathfinder. Somebody's finding their way to you. Release your past. Start a new journey. You're a teacher and you help others to find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance and persistence is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Dragonfly magic coming out with them as well. There's this strong attraction. Embracing these transformations within yourselves, courageously letting go of the past, embracing the magic of nature.